it's Nate with another piano tutorial. Today I'm going to do Come Undone by Duran Duran. I heard this song on the radio a lot when I was a little kid and I always really liked it, but recently I revisited it and kind of fell in love with it. The structure is like intro, verse, part that's catchy enough to be the chorus of a hit song, part that's catchy enough to be the chorus of a hit song, chorus. Seriously, it's just like epic hook after epic hook. So cool. So I'm not sure how many people are out there searching for a piano tutorial of this song, but I've had so much fun exploring it that I just had to make a video. Let's jump in. Okay, so we're going to start out with the intro, and I recommend getting the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link down in the description. That'll help you follow along and see where the chords and the lyrics line up with each other. And I'm going to use the intro to teach you the main rhythm we're going to be doing throughout the song. So here's the underlying chord progression of the intro. We're actually just going to be doing fifths here, and we're going to do it with, we're going to break it between two hands. You'll probably see why soon, but we're going to do, for C minor, just a C and a G, so the ear kind of fills in that minor note there. For the B flat, we're gonna step down and do a B flat and an F. For the A flat, we're gonna do an A flat and an E flat. And then for this next B flat, we're actually going to step this down and doing a B flat and a D. So the first B flat was the outside notes of the chord, and then that fourth measure we put in the major third. By the way, we're in 4/4 time, so each of these measures gets 4 counts. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But as you can probably hear, there's a lot more to it to make it really sound like the recording. Let me just give you a quick preview of kind of the 2 levels of intro, how they're each gonna sound. This is the easier version. And then the more advanced version would be. Cool. The easier way to do this intro is going to be to use this rhythm we're going to use for the rest of the song. To do that, we're going to need to be thinking in eighth notes. So thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and dividing the beat in half. And we're going to play on 1, the and after 2, and 4. So taking the C, for example here, the C and G, it would be 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Take some time getting a little muscle memory for that, and then to complete the part, we're gonna do this cool thing where every time the left hand steps down to the next bass note, we're gonna keep the right hand on the note it was, and then on that and after 2 in the middle of the measure, step it down. So we start off like that, keep the G, then step it down to F, keep the F, then step it down to E flat. The only exception is on this B flat, we're just gonna go straight to it. And 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. You'll notice I'm being a little loosey-goosey about which fingers I use. There's so many different ways that can work when you're just doing a single note in each hand like this, so just kind of land on what feels natural for you. So for a more advanced version of playing this intro that's gonna sound just like the recording, we're gonna need to think in 16th notes. This gets a little bit complicated, so this is optional, but 16th notes, you divide that beat again. So instead of just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're thinking 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and here are the counts that you need to play on, especially with the right hand. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and if you add in the left hand note just held and speed it up a little bit as you get the hang of it, it'll start to sound like the recording. So the only thing that's different about the other measures is when you are gonna do the switch from the old note to the new note, that's gonna happen on the after 2. Down, so you're adding kind of one more spot where you play 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a same thing here. And right at the end, there's this little melody where you can step up to E flat, B flat. So one more time. Okay, and after 2 times through that line, there is one more line in the intro that is the exact same thing, except in the second measure, instead of stepping down to the B flat, it actually steps up to an E flat. And I'm gonna use octaves here, just to give it a little bit more power. And the right hand can do the same thing. So for that last line, it'll be like, and you can even add the left hand playing on just the rhythm we were talking about earlier, the 1 and after 2 and 4. All of that will line up with some of the rhythms the right hand's doing. Cool, let's move on to the verse. Okay, so after that instrumental intro, I've labeled the 4 sections that have vocals as A, B, C, and D. So the A section, conveniently, is musically the same thing as the intro. I'm probably gonna do the more fancy version of the intro, but while I'm singing, I am just gonna strip it back to the easier version. So that's just playing on the 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. And of course, that's gonna be with the vocals that sound like, mine, immaculate dream, made of breath and skin, I've been waiting for you, signed with a home tattoo, happy birthday to you, was created for you, can't ever keep from falling apart. So then we're already in the B section. That's where the female vocals enter, probably my favorite part. Here's the chord progression for that. The rhythm we've been doing is just going to continue into this section, but here's the first time that we're doing kind of a more common arrangement of right hand chords with left hand just doing the bass notes. For the C minor, we're going to do it like this. So left hand thumb's going to be on C. This is middle C, by the way. And the right hand's going to do a G, a C, and an E flat. Can't ever keep from falling apart at the seams. So here's E flat over B flat. So the right hand is doing an inversion on an E flat chord. That's going to be G, B flat, and E flat up here. And the left hand is just stepping down to a B flat bass note. Now notice getting from the C minor to that E flat over B flat chord is super smooth for the right hand. The outside notes stay the same. At the seams, now we've got an A flat major chord, so left hand's just gonna step down to this A flat bass note, and our pinky can stay where it is on the E flat here. And here we go, root position A flat chord, A flat, C, and E flat. Can I believe you're taking my heart to pieces? So here's that B flat chord. Left hand is stepping back up to the B flat bass note. Right hand can do a F, B flat, and D. So let's put it all together with the rhythm. Can ever keep from falling apart at the seams. Can I believe you're taking my heart to pieces? Now we're in the C section where the original vocalist takes back over. And the C section, here's the chords. You'll notice the first line looks the same as the A section / intro did. And we're actually, just for this line, just one time through the progression, we're gonna go back to this thing where we're kind of breaking it between our hands. Oh, it'll take a little time, might take a little crime to come undone. Now we'll try. So now we are in the middle line here, and we're back to that right hand does the chord type arrangement. And we've got an A flat major, just like we did it in the B section. We'll try to stay blind. Just notice this is the first time yet in the song where a chord has actually lasted 2 measures. Now, this part's satisfying. We've got this G sus4. To the hope and fear, how outside. So that is resolving down to just a regular G. So G♯4, we've got G, C, D. I'm gonna use my fourth finger on the C, G bass note. And then after a measure of that, we just resolve it down to a typical G major chord, G, B, D. Moving along, we're gonna move our hands down to an F minor chord. That's gonna be F, A flat, and C. Left hand pinky is on this F here. Now, something kind of interesting here is that F minor lasts for 1.5 measures, with the second half of this one being a B flat. So that B flat is just like the one we did at the end of the B section. So like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. It's probably easier to just think of it as the B flat hits on the word wilder. Hey child, stay wilder than. And the energy has kind of grown a bit, so I'm just doing all 3 hits per measure with both hands, the left hand's joining on B4. Next we've got a G minor here, so just like the G major chord we were doing, but the middle finger is flatted down to that B flat. Then we've got another B flat, and then next we're gonna land on a C minor, which is kind of like the start of the next section. That's why I didn't list it here, but it's gonna be blow me into cry. Then we're going into the who do you need? Let me just play through that C section one more time. Oh, it'll take a little time, might take a little crime to come undone. Now we'll try to stay blind to the hope and fear outside. Hey child, stay wilder than the wind and blow me into cry. So that would be starting the D section there. All right, so the D section is going to continue on that feel of right hands playing chords, and the energy is high, so I'm just doing all 3 rhythms with each hand together in each measure. So here's the chord progression. It starts on that C minor that we landed on when we did cry, and that's the same C minor we did in the B section. Now, here's a big moment when it goes to this E flat for who do you need? Really satisfying chord change there, and just to give it some extra power, I'm gonna do octaves in the left hand. So that is same way we voiced the E flat in the other section as well. G, B flat, and E flat, and then the left hand just comes up and does octaves. If you can't make that stretch, no worries, you can just do a single bass note in either octave. Then we're going down to A flat. I'll probably just return to the single notes there. Same A flat we've been doing. And then we've got a G minor over B flat. So G minor, just like we did it before, but the left hand is going to do a B flat. Kind of an interesting sounding chord there. So like, cry, who do you need? Who do you love? When you come undone, who do you need? Who do you love? When you come undone. And then this is just a little transitional moment. When you land at the end of that D section, you can just hit those C fifths like we started the song on. Come undone. And then it just hangs out there for 2 full measures. I'll probably do the full rhythm there, just keeping it kind of gentle. And then you land in the next A section. Words play me deja vu like a radio tune. So we are now in another sequence through A, B, C, and D. The verse words and the C section words are a little bit different, but it's the same thing again. Pretty much at the end of the song then, the last D section just goes around a few extra times. Now on the recording, it fades out, which is hard to do, just solo piano. So I'll probably just go around the D section with the who do you need, who do you love, 4 times, and then end on those C fifths. I think that'll be a nice kind of conclusive ending for a solo piano version of this song. Okay, cool. Thank you for watching this far. I'm gonna do a full cover now so you can see how all these sections flow together in the full song. If you enjoyed this and you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe and click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one. Also, let me know in the comments what song you want to hear next. All right, here's my version of Come Undone. Mine, immaculate dream, made of breath and skin. I've been waiting for you. Signed with a home tattoo. Happy birthday to you. Was created for you. Can't ever keep from falling apart at the seams. Can I believe you're taking my heart to pieces? Oh, it'll take a little time, might take a little crime to come undone. Now we'll try to stay blind to the hope and fear outside. Stay wilder than the wind and blow me into cry. Who do you need? Who do you love when you come undone? Who do you need? Who do you love when you come undone? Words play me deja vu like a radio tune. I swear I've heard before. Chills, is it something real or the magic I'm feeding off your fingers? Can't ever keep from falling apart at the seams. Can I believe you're taking my heart to pieces? Lost in a snow-filled sky, we'll make it all right.